Welcome to the Jacqueline Hayes Show. Empowered you, empowered living. She talks with amazing people, has amazing conversations, and hopes of helping you experience amazing joy, meaning, and purpose in your life. The Jacqueline Hayes Show is dedicated to helping people feel empowered, strong, valued, and joyful. On the show, we'll talk about what inspires, challenges, moves, and shapes us, and hopes that it will do the same for you. Our conversations will be lively, purposeful, and fun. Thank you for tuning in. Enjoy the show.
Hi friends, good day. Welcome to the Jacqueline Hayes Show. I'm super excited about the opportunity to share with you. I hope all is well with you. I am thrilled about today's guest in the studio today. We're going to have a great conversation. I've got my amazing friend Tracy Chapital here, known as Lady Chap. And to kind of tell you a little bit about Tracy before we get into our conversation, Tracy is the founder of Her Nexx Chapter, and her vision is to create a platform for a diverse group of women spanning from multi-generations with the increased capacity to help people maximize their individual strengths for well-being, growth, and life enhancement opportunities. Tracy celebrates Her Nexx Chapter. It was actually launched in November of 2016. And her big premise is, which listen to this is totally awesome, is Tracy has given herself permission to dream big, offering wellness programs, style of life resources, and online empowerment courses to women. So no matter where you are, this current chapter in your life or your next chapter, Tracy is here to share some awesome nuggets about how to just maximize your life. Tracy, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Jackie. Lady Jackie, I should say. Thank you. This is an honor and a pleasure to be speaking to you on your platform because you are such an inspiration to me, and you have empowered women, which is, I guess I should say, when I grow up, I want to be like you.
And it's funny. I think you're so amazing. I was like, how can I step up my game to get in the lane Tracy's moving in, because she's doing awesome and incredible things. And so I'm so proud of you. I want to say that to you on air and just let you know how much I honor you, applaud you, and celebrate you for all the beautiful things you're doing to impact women around the world.
Well, it's interesting that you would say that, because the reason why Her Nexx Chapter is excelling and doing wonderful things for women, because we are aligning ourselves with women like yourself that are already in the trenches of helping women to recognize their talents, their gifts, and their blessings.
Yeah, I like that. Recognize, right? Just recognize, because they're there, right? Our gifts are here, our talents are here, what we're capable of becoming. It's all here.
Yes.
And just how and we can talk about this because I'm sure there's a story to Her Nexx Chapter, right? We can talk about that. But what I want to kind of linger on right now is just this epidemic in the world of just women not realizing their value, their worth, that they have something to offer. And I can also just kind of share my journey of just going through my journey and my evolution to get into this point in my life and recognizing that my life does have value, does have worth, and just recognizing that in a way where I'm no longer seeking permission for that, right?
Yeah, I think age comes with that too. I'm so comfortable in my skin.
Is that what it is, Tracy? Is it like with age you get to the point it's like, okay.
Well, I think that, and also when you recognize you have a purpose. And once I discover my purpose, which is to help women get under the layers, not just touch the surface.
Oh, that's good. Like the onion, peeling back the layers to get to the good stuff, right?
And so once I discover my purpose, my entire life means something different to me than what it did 3 years ago.
Wow. Well, hey, let's talk about Her Nexx Chapter, how it came to be, actually your story, your journey, like what happened in your life that created this amazing opportunity that you're sharing with the world.
Yeah, I'm going to make it short. It is a long story and, it has several chapters to it, but 8 years ago now, I was at a point where I was trying to either reinvent myself, discover myself, or more or less find myself. And I was transitioning, into menopause. And a
chapter of life,
yes,
right?
A chapter, yes. And so I knew I had this desire, because I love my women, and I had a desire to do something that was empowerful to other women. And probably more so, I needed some empowerment in my own life and could not find it. So my excuse was, well, maybe I want to empower other women, although I was lost myself. And at that time, I had a very wonderful, dear friend in my life that was always my biggest cheerleader. You know, we always have one or two of those if you're lucky.
Yeah, if you're lucky, right?
That will cheer you on no
blessing.
matter how crazy it
I've
sounds.
got one in my corner, too, and I'm so grateful for her, yes.
And then she'll remind you like 10 years later, remember you had me doing this crazy thing. Anyway, I went to her and I told her, Michelle, that I wanted to do something that would empower women and take them to another level. And I don't know what it is, but I just have this desire, this craving. And she said, when you're doing that, you have to have at least three things important. She said you have to have a passion, a purpose, and a story.
Passion, purpose, story.
And I said, well, I got the passion. I want to do this. I want to do
that. You
that.
definitely have the passion.
And I said, I don't really know what the purpose is yet, and I don't have a story. She said, you have to have a story to tell. And little did I know that the story that would evolve was actually her story that helped me discover my story.
Whoa, what happened?
Well, a few months later, going into the new year, my friend was in LA, which is where I'm originally from. Went to go see my mom, and she happens to live in the same building at the time. She announced to me that she had breast cancer. And I was devastated. Because I never had a friend that had to go through something so drastic. And so I went through a phase where I didn't know how to be there for her. I was in denial. I just could not really hold it together because I just didn't know what to expect. And so I wanted to believe that we were going to get through this journey, and she was amazing throughout her journey. You would have never known that she was going through anything. And my mom used to say, Michelle would go to chemotherapy and you can hear her laughing all over the building. With joy.
Amazing.
And so I went to her and told her, I want to do this, and she told me what I need to do. She helped me outline it. I still have the draft.
So
today.
while she was going through, go ahead, Tracy. So while she's going through her horrific situation, she's still being your cheerleader.
Yes. As a matter of fact, I still have the email.
That gives me chills just hearing that, knowing that she has so much on her plate and going on in her life that she's like, I'm going to be there for my friend.
Yes, and Her Nexx Chapter has her all over it.
Wow, that's beautiful.
So 6 months later, she did not survive the journey. And I kind of put Her Nexx Chapter, this organization that I wanted to create, on hold because life gets in the way. And then years later, leading up to 2016, I kept saying, I got to get this organization going. I got to get it going. I got to get it going. And I kept coming up with excuses. And that's what I want to tell ladies today, is that sometimes our excuses can hinder us from being where we need to be.
Right.
And my excuses were, I don't have the time, I don't have the money, I don't have the resource, and the da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
And let me ask you, Tracy, with that, because do you think excuses are also kind of like just to cover for fear?
Yes.
Right? Because going into the unknown, just like, how do I do something I've never done before? I have the strong desire to do it, but I've never done it before. So the thought of stepping into the unknown makes me very anxious, very uncomfortable. And of course I'll put it off because I feel like I can do it, but I'm not really sure, right? So just wanted to comment on that because...
And then I kept saying, well, God, what am I supposed to be doing with my life? What am I
careful
supposed
when you
to be
ask
doing?
God the big G, the questions, because He's coming with answers.
And He's like, hey, I keep telling you, you just won't do it. And then it got to a point where I started dreaming. And then I was waking up in my sleep. And I said, you know what? Now it's beyond my excuses. It's about being obedient.
Oh, wow. Or did you feel like the vision or the purpose was actually calling you and inviting you into this place of the unknown? Like, just trust me. The one who gave you the vision is going to help you see it come to pass. And I guess it comes down to, if you just like in my life, is how do I trust that, right? Because that's what we struggle. It's like, okay, I hear you. Like, it comes in the middle of the night. I want to believe it's possible. It's way bigger than me, right? And just having that element of trust along with faith, right?
Yes. And that's what I did. I finally, I said, you know what? I'm just going to do it. And that's what my spirit kept saying, just do it. So I decided one day I would just give birth to it on my birthday.
Oh, you took your leave.
Yes. And I actually invited like 8 ladies, and they thought that they were coming to celebrate me, but it was actually a moment to celebrate them.
Amazing. What happened?
So I had a brunch, and I had a bouquet of flowers at each seat, and I had...
We're good here. See?
And I had a quote. And what was interesting, the quote was special for each woman, not knowing, but they knew. And they were like, how did you know that this quote was speaking my life? And I had them each speak on that quote.
Okay.
And then I basically gave them the concept, because at that time, Her Nexx Chapter, matter of fact, Her Nexx Chapter didn't even have a name.
Okay, so you had just given birth to the organization. Okay.
Yes, and it was just a concept. And so I started doing like a group focus study, and I didn't realize that there were so many women, mostly baby boomers at that time, that were feeling this emptiness or sense of loss and going through this transition. But for whatever reason, there's a fear. And when women are going through transition, especially if they got it all together or have been able to keep it all together, they don't really want to talk about certain things, especially the M word, which I call menopause, because it feels as if the world is caving in and this thing is taking over control.
Okay.
So what was interesting is like, oh my goodness, they're going through the same thing that I'm going through. So I'm not crazy.
And it's not just me, and it's not just happening in my life. I'm not the only. And speaking of that, the power of community, when you create a safe space for women to come, connect, come in an environment where they can actually connect, share, and kind of express themselves, you discover that there's so much healing in healthy conversation and being able to share where you are in your life, and you never know how your experience can actually liberate or heal another person. Have you noticed that?
Oh yeah. And then discovering women saying, I don't have a community, or I wish I had women like, a session like this where we can connect and be real.
Right.
That's what's really important, be real.
And what do you think is the reason why we feel like we have to kind of put on airs, or that we're not comfortable being real? Because we're all going through things. We're all on this journey called life, wanting to see what we can do for me is how can I have the most rich, beautiful, amazing experience while I'm here? Because I'm very clear I'm just passing through, right? So how do I maximize my life, and how do I give the source that gives me life permission to work and operate through me, right? And so why do you think is that women, we are uncomfortable, or just that there's a lack of community or camaraderie when it comes to women?
To be honest with you, competition.
Yeah.
Focusing on self to an extent.
Yeah.
I also think generation. Because millennials are not like that.
They are not like that. They will collaborate, connect, and just get things done.
No, they are not. And I think baby boomers are taking off the mask.
Oh, I like that.
It's okay. It's okay. And, we're in a different era now. Women are coming together. And we have a lot of people in this decade to thank for that. And we needed to be woken.
Yes.
We needed to be woken. And so we're speaking out. We're not afraid to tell our thoughts and
our stories, and
share and shine light on situations and things that are happening to us behind closed doors.
Yeah.
So I think the whole dynamics of women empowerment is totally to a different level, and I'm happy about that because it allows Her Nexx Chapter to really excel, and that is what Her Nexx Chapter is about. And it's interesting, a lot of people ask me, why do you spell Her Nexx Chapter N-E-X-X? It's not spelled N-E-X-T, it's N-E-X-X.
Right, tell us what that means.
The reason the double X is because so many women do feel like they have been X out of society based on where they are in their lives, especially my generation. We're feeling like we can't compete or trying to maintain our position or trying to keep up because things are moving so fast. And baby boomers are not going out like that. It's like, we're not going to be sitting in a rocking chair.
Right,
We're going to be on top of a mountain skiing at 90.
Or climbing some kind of mountain, or going skydiving, or seeing what they can do to help other women, just not waste time in life as well.
We don't want to retire. We want to keep moving and reinventing ourselves.
Oh, I like that. Giving yourself permission to reinvent yourself, because every morning you can wake up and press your reset button. It's like, okay, who do I want to be, right? And that's my thing. It's always in a constant state of becoming, asking myself, how do I become the best version of myself? What does that look like? What does the ideal Jacqueline, what does she look like, right?
And also recognize who she is, where she is.
Yeah, and celebrating and honoring that as well,
and
right?
enhancing, not allowing anyone or society telling you you're aging out or you're not good enough or you don't have what it takes.
Yeah, I don't listen to those types of conversations at all.